How you doing, ladies and gentlemen? Boys and girls too. If you've been following my channel, you know that I did a little modification on the power supply. The lithium battery, altogether 3,000 watts. And I did a little bit in the converter inside the trailer, and I added an inverter in the diamond box in the front of the trailer. So now let's talk about converter and inverter. That's the basic stuff. Converter, it converts your 120 volt into 12 volt. 12 volt is like your cigarette lighter thing from back in the days. The 120 volt is your outlet. When you hook up your trailer or your RV to a shore power, so-called electric power supply by the campground, when you hook it up to that, now that's going to convert the 120 volt into 12 volt. So you can use it for the lights in there, refrigerator, water pump, and the exhaust fan. The inverter is just the opposite. It's going to convert your 12 volt battery power into 120 volt. So if anything that you can't get to plug it into the 12 volt, like a cigarette lighter or whatever, you only have the 3 prongs or 2 prongs, you're going to have to use that 120 volt. And that's where it comes in. Make long story short, I don't want to get into too technical scientific detail of this stuff. If you get so far and if you're watching what I'm saying right now, you know the basic already. So we don't want to get too deep, and this video will last till sunset. I got 3,000 watts worth of batteries inside the diamond box. It's one piece of 1,000 watts and another piece of 2,000 watts. That means 100 milliamp per hour, it's 1,000 watts. 200 milliamp per hour is 2,000 watts. The 2,000 watts worth of battery, the lithium battery, is acting as a shore power that supply whatever that I need for 120 volt without the availability of 12 volt. The 100 amp per hour will supply all the 12 volt, like the water pump, the exhaust fan, the lights, the refrigerator, the TV, the radio, and all the heat. That's what we're trying to get into now, and how this is done without. And if you know that if you don't do anything to the converter inside, like all the black switches, then what happens is if you plug in just as a shore power or whatever the way it is, and the 2,000 watt lithium is gonna recharge the 1,000 watts lithium. That means it's going to go into cycle, and both batteries are going to be dead in no time. So look at this here. This looks like it's hooking up to shore power right here. But it's got an extension cord running from there to here that I install a jack on the diamond box, and it's plugged into this. So that's the extension cord that it runs in here. Then it's got connected to this cord into an inverter. It's a 2,000 watt inverter, and that's where the lithium battery is. The longer piece in front of the camera is a 2,000 watt. The one behind that is the 1,000 watts. This one here, that's factory installed from NuCamp. That's for the 12 volt supply, and that's connected to this. What you see these guys here is a Bluetooth battery monitoring system. So you just download an app onto your phone, and you're able to check, not precisely, I don't think so, but roughly how low your batteries have gone to. So now people, you're looking at the converter inside the trailer, all the switches. If you look at the number 1 from the left, that's the 30 amp, and that's going to turn on the connection coming out from the outside. Either it's shore power or my 2,000 watts lithium battery. Now if you look at the second one, which is the 15 amp, if you turn that on, that's going to charge the 12 volt 1,000 watts battery from the outside. Either it's shore power or my 2,000 watts battery. So I switched that off because I'm not on shore power. Originally both lines was on the 30 amp itself. So when you turn on the first 30 amp from the left, the same line on the second one, you can't switch that off, because as soon as you turn that on, it's automatically recharging the 1,000 watts battery. So I split that wire into the second 15 amp so I can turn it off, so my 2,000 watts battery won't recharge. It won't be recharging the 1,000 watts. The third 15 amp, I don't remember what it is. It's probably for all the 12 volts, the lights and all that stuff. And then you see another one that's turned off. That's the 20 amp second from the right. and that supplies, that's 120 volt supply to the AC. I'm not using the AC, so I had that off. The most important part was the first one and the second one from the left. You have to split that and have a switch individually just for that. I hope I'm pretty clear on this, but you know, I don't know if there's a better way. Somebody can chime in and put in a comment and make it even clearer than what I can do over here. I would appreciate that, but I hope you understand a little bit now. Another thing is, ladies and gentlemen, the 2000 watts inverter that I have also came with the remote control to turn the power on, power off of the inverter, and you're able to check the current voltage to see if you need to recharge it or not. Here, let me show you a little bit. It's still got 13.3 volt there, 60 hertz, first, you know, whatever, and it's not being used, so it shows 0 watt. When it's being used, it will show at the bottom here above the smiley that how many watts are being used. So that's very convenient. I know the next question will be, how do I recharge those two batteries? It's very easy. If I'm boondocking, everything is piece of cake now. What I do is every morning, wait a minute, you know, as I was gonna say, every morning when I make my coffee, now I gotta start looking for my coffee, is right there. I wake up, make my coffee. I know the battery is gonna run a little lower. It's not completely low. Lithium battery, you can run all the way to who knows what, 5%. Not like those lead acid crap or even AGM type of thing, whatever. Lithium is the best. Sometimes I use the drip Mr. Coffee or whatever, Black and Decker, whatever the hell you call it, the name. You know, they put any name they want, they probably come up from the same pack factory anyways. But anyways, I turn on the gas generator. The reason why I say that when I'm boondocking, I use the gas generator, not to recharge the lithium batteries. I recharge this thing right here. This is a so-called power station, solar generator. They got all kinds of names, but from the company itself, this is EcoFlow. EcoFlow calls it power stations, I think, yeah. What I do is I start up the gas generator. I charge this first. If I run out the night before, I would charge this first in the morning. Why I use this instead of all kinds of Blue Yeti, whatever. There's all kinds of companies out there on Amazon or even on sometimes Costco have this particular EcoFlow. EcoFlow power stations, they get recharged from 0 to 100% in literally 2.5 hours. So that's all it takes. So do I need to have my gas generator on even when there's nobody around me? I don't want to hear that gas generator for the next 6 hours or 5 hours. 2.5 hours, I can bear with that, but most of the time it doesn't even take 2.5 hours, max 2.5 hours. After I recharge this power stations with a gas generator, I will use this thing to recharge both batteries, both lithium batteries, the 1000 watts and the 2000 watts. I use this Victron battery charger. Let me show you. The Blue Smart battery charger, from Victron. This supplies 15 amp per second, per minute, per whatever, so it charges quicker. I plug this thing into the power stations, and then I got the alligator clip. It will clip in onto the positive, negative, and I start charging. Every time it charges 15 amp at a time, so that's how I recharge those two batteries. Instead of using the generator itself, you'll be banging my head for the next 6 days for the 6 hours that I use. So that's how I do the power supply. Okay, besides the cigarette lighter, that round thing, they used to be in the car. I think those new cars these days, they don't even have that anymore. So they all have USB now. That's 12. That's the 12 volt. That's another 12 volt that we talk about. Either if I'm boondock or I don't boondock, it doesn't even matter, and that's how it's done. If you have any questions, if you got a better idea to go around this, let me know, and we can always learn from each other, right? This is why we are all here. Thank you for watching. Thank you for coming back to my channel again. And we'll see each other again. How is that?